Hey guys! Today we're going to be doing the Cozy Autumn book tag. I was tagged in this book tag by Chelsea from Libraries and Lattes. I will link her channel down below. You should definitely check her out if you haven't been there before. She's a really great channel. So if you know anything about me, you know that I love fall. I am definitely the one who is known for always having all of the fall sweaters and the fall earrings, and I love cozy things and being warm and blankets and all kinds of stuff like that. So I really love fall. This is my favorite time of year, and especially fall reading. But I'm excited to answer these questions. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first question is, what book always reminds you of fall and autumn? And my answer for this is going to be a book that I don't know if it's actually set in the autumn. I feel like it's not, but it doesn't matter. That book is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I am a huge fan of all things Gothic. I love Gothic literature. You're going to see when I show you some more books later that I have a ton of books that are definitely within that Gothic subgenre. And Rebecca is definitely one of my tops of the genre. In Rebecca, we meet a young woman who has just been married to a man that, to be honest, she doesn't really know very well, named Max. She travels with him back to his home, which is this big mansion with a creepy housekeeper and a lot of suspicious things going on. And she finds that he has been married before to a woman named Rebecca. Something happened to Rebecca. It all seems very mysterious. Is it our character? Is she going mad? Or is there something going on in the house? Is Max suspicious? Is the housekeeper suspicious? There are so many things. So to go along with Rebecca, I'm also going to give you a book that is inspired by Rebecca that was published just a couple years ago. Hang on. So that book is The Hacienda by Isabel Canas. So this book is definitely inspired by Rebecca. It is about a young wife who comes with her new husband, who she also does not know very well, back to his ancestral home and finds that he was married before, and no one really wants to talk about what happened to his first wife. He leaves her alone there. A lot of things happen. There is a sexy priest. It's just really great. This I just finished earlier this month in October, and I'm going to let you know before I get to my end of month wrap up that this was a 5-star read. I absolutely loved it, especially as someone who loves Rebecca. And I know sometimes books that are based on books that you love are iffy, but this one stuck the landing. It took everything that was great about Rebecca and moved it to this new setting in Mexico. I learned so much about Mexican history. I was on Wikipedia the whole time looking things up that I didn't learn in school, and just a really fantastic book. So Rebecca, and then if you've already read Rebecca, I would recommend this one. Okay, question number 2. What is your favorite autumnal book cover? I kind of have been struggling with this one a little bit because I don't know that I have a lot of books that I've read that are super autumnal colored, with the leaves on it and everything like that. So I came up with one type of book, and I'm going to show you a couple books that are an example of this. And that is, first of all, I love haunted house books. And I've noticed in the past few years that there is a little bit of a trend to do these book covers that show the haunted house in a way that makes it look like a doll's house. And I'm very into that. So let me just show you a couple examples, or 2 examples. I have 2 examples. The first one is The September House by Carissa Orlando. I'm going to put that up there, try and get you to really see that house. And you can see it almost looks like it's not a real house, like it's made out of paper for a stage set or something like that. And I think, to me, that's just a really creepy way to show the haunted house, and I'm very into it. And I do have one more. Oh no, all the way back here. And that is How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. Let me pull that one forward. This is just sorry, I'm getting my fingernails all over it. This is just a fantastic book. 5-star read. So is September House for me. But also, I just really love these covers with the little dolls' houses. And there are lots more examples. If you can think of some, especially if it's a book you would recommend, let me know. I am obsessed with haunted house books. I really love haunted house books. So I am always looking for more to read. Leave those down in the comments. All right, question number 3 is, What is your favorite autumnal drink to read with? So this is kind of an all year kind of situation, and that is that I really, really love to drink tea, hot tea. And I brought up here my two favorite teas to drink. The first one is going to be, and this brand doesn't really matter. This is just what I had downstairs right now, and it is any kind of Earl Grey, right? This one's from Kroger, but it doesn't really matter. I love Earl Grey because it has a very floral taste from the bergamot. I think that's how you say that. That's in it, and also because as a longtime Star Trek fan, I have to tell you that I insisted on learning to love Earl Grey because of Jean-Luc Picard and his order for Earl Grey hot in Star Trek The Next Generation. So I love Earl Grey. Little bit of cream, little bit of sugar. That's how I take that. And then I also, my other all-time favorite tea is actually Bengal Spice from Celestial Seasonings. See if we can zoom in on that a little bit. So Bengal Spice, I don't feel like that many people know about this tea, and it's amazing. If you like chai, but you need a chai that's going to be decaffeinated, I would recommend this. So this is basically, it says on the back, brimming with cinnamon, ginger, cardamom, and cloves, this adventurous blend is our caffeine-free interpretation of chai, an Indian brew typically made with black tea. So I usually drink this with a little sugar. You can put cream in it. I don't usually. I like this one without. If I'm making an actual chai, I would put some milk in it, but this one I usually just do on its own. I have some of this at work, and I like to take a little afternoon tea break on hard days or every day about 2 o'clock and have a nice cup of tea in my office. Usually this one. No caffeine. Let's look at the next question. Next question. Question 4. Do you prefer to read late at night or early in the morning? I feel like my answer is kind of both, unfortunately, for my sleep. I am definitely someone who will stay up late to finish a book. It's a Sunday while I'm filming this, and last night I stayed up until 2 o'clock in the morning to finish a book. What did I finish? See, it's already out of my head. The Scholar and the Last Fairy Door, which I really, really loved. It's coming out in the next week or two, and I'll have a review of it. And I stayed up till 2 a.m. because I had to know how that 500-page book was going to finish. But also, I do get up very early in the morning. My partner, Sean, is a teacher, and he gets up even earlier than I do, but I'd like to get up to see him off in the morning. So a lot of times I'll end up doing some reading in the morning. If I'm not reading in the morning, that's when I do my editing for my YouTube videos. So sometimes I don't have time to read in the morning, but I love to sit in the dark with just, a couple lights on to see or read off my Kindle, just kind of in the quiet of the morning. That's very relaxing too. So I kind of like both, but probably I'm going to lean a little bit more towards nighttime. All right. Question number 5 says, Halloween is coming. What is your favorite spooky read? So I read a lot of scary books, and I've been reading a lot of scary books this fall. And I already showed you September House, which would be one of my recommendations. So I'm going to give you one that I read a couple of months ago, which is We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kliewer, I think is the name. So this book is the story of a young woman who has bought this old house with her partner. And one night, these people come to her door who say that the husband grew up in the house and can they just come in? It would mean so much if the kids could just look around and see where he used to live. And she doesn't want to, but she tells herself, don't be ridiculous. And she lets them in, and everything goes off the rails from there. It's one of those books that it has a lot of found material in it. It has codes in it. It kind of is a book in which you can never really trust what is going on for that to be real. And it really hit for me. I really loved it. I just thought it was different from a lot of the scary haunted house books that I have read. It was a haunted house book, kind of, but it was also so much more. It was just, I don't even know. Honestly, I read the book. I don't even know what actually was going on in that story. And I am 100% fine with that because the journey was so much fun. So that's going to be my spooky recommendation for this year. Now we're on number 6. What is the ultimate comfort read for you? So I don't do a whole lot of rereads. I am someone who is very much on to the next thing. I don't like to read things again, partially because a lot of the time when I read them again, I find more things to complain about in the book, and I don't like that. So if I have fond memories, I'm probably not going to go in there and read it again. But thinking about books that I found very comforting while I read them that are still kind of in that fall vein, I do have a recommendation. And my recommendation is going to be Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. I special ordered the British cover of this just because I liked it so much more than the US one. The US one has a lady's face on it, and I'm not super into it. Or ladyback, something. Anyway, so this was my second T. Kingfisher book, I think, and it's the one that I really fell in love with. It is the story of Mara. She is a princess. She has been raised kind of in a convent. She's a third-born daughter. She's watched her two older sisters be married off to the prince of a neighboring kingdom. One day, she goes to visit her sister, and she finds that maybe the prince isn't such a nice guy. And from that moment on, Mara sets herself on a journey to save her sister, to make it so that her sister is not going to suffer under the hands of this terrible prince. And she is going to, I think that the code word on this, it says like, this isn't the one where the princess kisses the prince, it's the one where she kills him. Which doesn't sound very comforting, but it's very comforting because along her journey, she has all of these experiences where she meets these people. She meets a witch. She meets a chicken that has a demon inside of it. She meets kind of like a gladiator kind of character, and they form this unlikely found family. And I do love found family when it's done well. Frequently, I find that it is not, but these characters I loved. So I would say if you want to read this book, the first 30% is a little bit slow. So you have to get through that. But once you get past that first 30%, it is such a comforting, amazing book. I never felt like the stakes were so high that everything was going to turn out terrible, but there were enough stakes for me to keep my interest. A lot of things that are, termed like cozy fantasy, I don't find that I like because I need there to be some stakes. If it's just we're all cozy and happy and we're like going through our cozy, happy lives, I get bored. But this was the perfect for me, so I'd recommend it. All right, number 7. What is your favorite autumnal reading snack? Okay, so I hate to be like one of those people who's like, I don't snack, but I don't snack very much, usually. But if I'm going to snack, then my favorite snack is going to be hummus. I love to make hummus and eat it. I will tell you my amazing hummus secret for getting it to be creamy without having to start with dried beans and then skin all the chickpeas and all that stuff. And that is, you take canned chickpeas, you put them in water with about 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and you boil them on the stove for about 25 minutes until they're kind of falling apart. And what that does is it causes the skins to dissolve so that when you blend them into the hummus, you get the creamiest, smoothest hummus that you can possibly imagine. I think I got that from America's Test Kitchen. Anyway, it really works. Also, I hate store-bought hummus. It's got some kind of weird preservative taste, and I don't like it at all. So I like to make my own. Eat that with some vegetables, especially like little mini cucumbers and some warm pita. That's my favorite snack. All right, now number 8. What is your favorite autumnal candle? Okay, so I love candles, but I'm going to be honest with you and tell you that I don't have a favorite candle that I buy over and over. I buy whatever candles they have on sale at Marshall's or Aldi or something like that. But I do have a cute candle right now, so let me grab it. Okay, so this candle, I'm going to show it to you right here. So it's very cute. It's got a little glass pumpkin top. And I've already been burning it, so it's not pretty, but it's got a wooden wick, which I think is very fun. And the scent is cinnamon pumpkin. And I got this one from Aldi this year, which is where I get most of my candles. I also do a lot of wax melt burning. I have a wax melt lamp that looks like a mason jar that I keep in my kitchen, so I use that all the time. Right now, I think it has a some kind of a cinnamon latte melt in it, which is very nice. I just like cinnamon. Anything cinnamon. It's a very fall thing, but also I just like cinnamon. Anything with cinnamon in it's my favorite thing to eat all year. Number 9. When you're not reading, what is your favorite autumnal activity? I do have like a lot of other hobbies. One of them is crocheting, which I've been trying to work on a blanket all year. I'm not going to make it for it to be cold. It's going to be done by like next summer, but we're working on it. But probably my other big hobby outside of reading right now is video games, which has kind of always been a thing. I love video games. We have a PS5 and a Switch and an Xbox. We have a lot of things. And so every year we try to pick a Halloween themed game, which we haven't done yet this year. We're going to have to get on that. But I have two for you that I think are kind of Halloweeny, and they're very different from each other. The first one is going to be Costume Quest, and there are two of these, and I'll put some little images up from them so you can see what it looks like. But basically, it's an RPG, and you play characters who are little kids who are running around in their costumes, and you can change into different costumes, which give you different powers. And it is super adorable. And there, like I said, there are two of them, and I can't remember what I played them on. I think PlayStation. But I would recommend both of those. They're very fun, not scary, low stakes kind of games that you can play in the month of October. And then my other one, if you want something more serious, something that just really gives me fall vibes because of everything going on in the world, and that is going to be Elden Ring. I am a long time FromSoft obsessed fan. I have played and platinum trophied all of the FromSoft games, including Elden Ring. And I just love Elden Ring. I think it's got a great story. I think it's very dark. And I think that it'll really give you those fall vibes, but do be aware that you are going to die a lot, and it is all part of the journey. We also like to watch a scary movie every year, like just one. We don't watch a lot of TV. We watch YouTube, but we won't watch a lot of actual TV. So if anybody has a scary movie recommendation for something that came out fairly recently, movies that we have enjoyed have been like Get Out, A Quiet Place. Like those have been movies we've watched in the past for that. So something a little bit different, not like a slasher movie because Sean's not going to watch that. Just something different to watch for Halloween. All right, and then number 10, what is on your fall autumn reading list? So I have a whole ridiculous video that I will link down below that has my whole autumn reading list on it. There's a lot of stuff. I'm going to tell you that I am on like something ridiculous like book 11 for the month of October. When I tell you that I love fall reading, I'm not kidding. I love fall reading, and I'm very, very motivated. I have a couple books here that I haven't read yet. At least two. I have two here. So I want to read this month. I'm planning to read The Final Girls Support Group by Grady Hendrix. This one is going to be about girls who were basically the survivor of some kind of a, camp massacre, that kind of thing from like a slasher film, that have a support group, and then something bad starts happening to them. And I love Grady Hendrix. This is the last one of his major books that I still have to finish. So I'm still planning to read this month. It's probably one that I'm saving to read on Halloween, actually. So I have not started it yet because it is one of my most anticipated. Let's see. What else have I not read yet? I have Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. This is a lighter read. This is going to be the story of a young boy who he's going to try to resurrect his dead cousin. Is that right? Yes. But he accidentally resurrects the school's resident bad boy, and I think they fall in love. It's young adult and it looks really cute. I'm into it. So I also have, I just got from the library, the Village Library Demon Hunting Society, which is a cute, cozy, witchy fall mystery that I think I might try to get to this month because it looks adorable and it just came out. And then there's a cat. There's a cat on the cover. Love cats. I got one that I got recommended from the library called Rules for Ghosting, which looks like it's going to be about someone who returns to their family's funeral home to help run it after a family tragedy, and they find themselves falling in love, and they can see ghosts. So there's that. I have found my reading this month to be really interesting so far because I put a lot of things on my TBR, but then there have been a whole bunch that I have just bounced off super hard and said, no, I'm not doing that. So it's actually kind of gotten down to a reasonable level, even though I started out with like 18 books. And I've already read 2 of the 3 arcs I have to read this month. I still have to read Blood Over Bright Haven before the end of October. I have not gotten to that yet, but I read the other 2. And check out my Goodreads if you want to know what I think about those books because I've already got all those reviews up, and I will talk about them at the end of the month. And that is all the questions on the tag. I will tag some people down in the description below. I haven't thought about that yet, but this was really fun. I want to thank Chelsea for tagging me in this tag. It was really fun. I always get tagged in book tags and then forget to do them, but I made sure to do this one because it was about fall, and I love fall. I hope that you all have enjoyed watching this video. If you want to subscribe, leave a comment down below. If you'd like to tag yourself in this video, consider yourself tagged. Leave a link. Show me your answers. I would love to see them. I hope you all have a great week. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.